Why is there this thought process that for sure something nefarious took place here? We got to dive into black boxes. If two people get in an accident and they step out of the car, or if they have to go to the hospital and when they can talk to officers, everybody tells the exact same story, that's it. Nobody starts flying around going, this isn't a TV show on TNT, dunk, dunk, and now we got to get a black box, and oh my God.
It's a leap for me to say that the two people are telling the exact same story.
You have no reason to think otherwise.
You have no reason to think that's the case.
Sure I do. I have what's happened in life.
Right.
Here's what's happened.
Here's what's happened.
There was misinformation, and the guy immediately stepped out to say that's misinformation, it's on me.
Right.
Stand-up move by him today. No?
Absolutely a stand-up move. I'll give you that. But at the same time, like, he comes out and he finds out that the report has her as the guilty party. And so, he steps up and says, no, it was me. And we're now 2 weeks removed from the accident. It just, to me, there are still blank spaces in what happened investigation-wise and the initial report from Palo Alto PD, which was, this happened, and we're done here. No more info, and we're on to Cincinnati.
I mean, that's how it took place. That's how it went down.
That's exactly how it went down.
I mean, listen, you're right on this end, and so am I. Neither one of us are going to get to some sort of critical end here. You can't tell me I'm wrong, and I can't tell you you're wrong.
Well, not yet.
I'm fascinated. I don't think you're going to know. This is just like Wiggins, okay? Like, this is like he came out today. Here's what happened. And, okay, that's what happened. Is there a massive cover-up? Was Kyle on a 6:30 p.m. drunken rage? I mean, okay, maybe. I just don't know why. For me, this is no different, actually, than the Draymond thing. Why does our mind immediately go to these dramatic places? This isn't on Netflix. The Warriors and Draymond are now at odds, and now the Warriors are going to stab him in the back, and Mike Dunleavy has taken control, and Kyle Shanahan, this is a massive cover-up by the 49ers. I can't tell you you're wrong, but I'm having a hard time finding out why our minds would go there in these situations.
For me, the reason why my mind goes there is because of the inconsistency of the portrayal of the incident, and initially it's, she was going the other way, and she made a wrong turn, an unsafe turn, causing the crash. And then he says, no, actually, I dropped my phone and I drifted across. It was my fault. And so for me, if you have that wide of a berth between the initial investigation and what the driver actually says happened, that to me is not very efficient police work, to say the least. And I'm also fascinated by the lack of witnesses at 6:10 on a Tuesday night in Palo Alto.
So we don't know that there were a lack of witnesses, by the way.
Right.
Like, there's not a normal situation where when there's an accident, if there are witnesses, that the media is immediately going to track those witnesses down so that they can be on the 6 o'clock news and tell the story of what they saw. Again, the only reason that would happen is if there was some sort of criminal behavior or what have you. Now, I'm with you on the fact that it's odd that whatever this database is that people found last night or early this morning tells apparently an inaccurate story. But if this was a cover-up, wouldn't Kyle pay the woman off and allow the cover-up to continue rather than driving straight to work, calling David Lombardi, Matt Barrows, Matt Maiocco, Jennifer Lee Chan, and everyone into his office so he can immediately say, that report's wrong. I'm the one who totally screwed up. Why would he do that if this was some sort of a cover-up?
Because, we're now 2 weeks removed, and I'm not sure really what happened there. His story is his story, and I believe it because I don't think he's dishonest, but you also have actual evidence if you went to the black box of the Tesla, or if if the woman involved, if she spoke to reporters, or if somebody who was there, because the vehicles, I believe, were in the street for about 40 minutes because he gets transported to the hospital and then the investigation begins. And so it's a lot of time for looky-loos to come by and, take a picture just because that's human nature. That's what we do.
I know, but even if what you're saying is true, someone very well could have done that. And
that still may come out.
That wouldn't lead to anything. What would that lead to? Yeah, here's two cars. They got in an accident.
Right.
The one who was at fault came forward as soon as he knew to come forward and said that was my fault.
we saw the Matt Miller footage and that, I mean, I'm not trying to say that it looked like he intentionally wanted to crash, but his life was in a spiral and in a spot to where he just goes across the line, and there's footage on that from was it a van or a truck or something?
The truck that got hit.
Right.
And now knowing what's going on with Matt Miller over the last 5 to 10 years of his life, there's reason for concern.
Yeah, you can draw conclusions.
You can draw some conclusions.
But when you see it, and this reminds me a little bit of the Draymond Green, Jordan Poole thing, where a report comes out about a confrontation, and I was thinking like two guys come together and maybe one of them slapped the other one upside the head, and then 12 hours later, it's like, oh wow. And all of a sudden, things change because the video got leaked. And so, I mean, maybe somebody out there has got actual video, because there's cameras just about everywhere in this world now.
But how could cameras and video change the story of what he's already told, which is not a great story? Like Kyle messed up.
Right.
And Kyle stepped forward today to say, I totally messed up. And I don't want this story out there that this other woman messed up. I don't want that out there. I messed up.
Yeah, he could have been going faster than 20. And, the things that actual video could show, or, the recordings from the Tesla, like he probably never hit the brake based on his account. It was fumble for the phone. And you actually pointed this out off air. Like the first thing he felt was the airbag blowing up. So probably was a no brake accident because he's trying to get his phone.
I would think. But anyway, and this is a little bit of a weird conversation because I hate speculating about stuff like this. My mind continues to be exactly where it was all day yesterday. And from the moment we found out about this, I'm thankful that Kyle Shanahan and this unnamed 21-year-old female he hit, I am thankful that they are alive. I'm thankful that Kyle Shanahan has 2 eyes. I'm thankful that Kyle, it sounds like he's confident he's going to make a full recovery. That's kind of really the only place my mind goes. And if you want to call that naive, do your thing. I don't really care how anyone wants to label that. But it's interesting to me that when you have an accident, I still don't understand why everybody feels entitled to all of the information.
It's not entitlement. For me, it's a curiosity.
Yeah, and that one, I'm going
to sleep tonight.
I'm not pointing out you on that one.
Yeah.
As you said yesterday, you called it curiosity. I think we all have that. We're human beings. The entitlement of like, I should have known 7 days ago, not, 3 days ago. That's weird to me, but whatever. Do your thing. But this idea that we get an accident, there are police on the scene. We've heard not a peep from authorities or from the other driver. And then the second something does come out about it, Kyle Shanahan calls reporters into his office to say, that's not what happened. Here's what did happen. I'm having a hard time with why minds would immediately go to, something bigger is at play here. The Niners are on a cover-up mission. I don't see it.
Yeah.
Am I being naive? Maybe. I don't know.
I see the timeline of events from accident, 11 days, it comes out, which is fine. I mean, you want to protect it. Chris Sims knew about it pretty early on in the process, and various reporters had the story, but they didn't have the right story. And so everyone coming after Tim Kawakami, like Mike Florio, check yourself, dude. Your partner's the one who had more of the details. And so Tim Kawakami, I think, said he had 15% of the story. So you're not going to go forward with it. And then finally the story comes out. And from Saturday till now, the story's changed a few different times. And I just see something where there's kind of dead spots. And I'm curious.
Did the story change a few different times? How so?
No one was at fault. And
that was no story.
Right. Well, the story was no more details are coming out. That's going to do it. That's that. And then this database comes out and it's like, ooh, it was her fault. She made an unsafe turn. No, she didn't. He actually went across the line. So the account has changed a number of different times, 3 different times in just 2 days. That to me is very curious.
I think it went from no account to the first account. And when that account was wrong, he spoke to it.
Right. So now it's a second account.